Hey you, I know it's been a long day. Maybe your mind is still too full, too loud, making it hard to drift off. It's okay. I'm feeling the same way too. And you don't have to force yourself to sleep. You just need to rest. And I'll keep you company while you do. I thought I'd read a story for you. It's a gentle one about a bear who learns how to slow down, to let the world keep turning without him for a little while. Because sometimes even the strongest hearts need to rest. And this has definitely been a theme in my life, so I thought writing a short story about it would definitely help. So, close your eyes if you want to. Let yourself sink into however you're resting. You don't have to listen too closely. Just let the words flow like the wind through the trees, like a river moving slow and steady. You're safe here. You've done more than enough. Now, let me tell you about the bear who slept through the storm. In a quiet valley cradled between towering mountains, there lived a great bear named Orin. His fur was thick and golden, his paws heavy with strength, and his heart steady as the roots of the oldest trees. Orin had spent many seasons roaming the forests, climbing the rocky cliffs, and fishing in its rushing rivers. He was wise, strong, and known among the animals, the one who always stood tall when the winter's winds howled. But as the years passed, something inside Orin began to change. The winter seemed colder, the rivers faster, the mountains taller than ever before. He still walked the same paths, still caught fish from the same streams, but his steps were slower. His breath came heavier. When autumn arrived and the leaves turned gold and red, Orin knew it was time to prepare for hibernation. The other animals were busy gathering food, building nests, finding warm burrows. But Orin hesitated. I have always been the strong one, he thought. I cannot rest while others still need me. And so, instead of slowing down, he worked harder. He helped the squirrels bury their acorns. He built a stronger dam for the beavers. He carried fallen branches for the foxes' dens. When the deer shivered in the cold, he found them the last patches of tall grass to eat. The days grew shorter, the nights colder, and still Orin did not stop. Then, one evening, as the first snow began to fall, a small hare approached him. She was young, her fur barely turned white for the winter, her nose twitching as she peered up at the great bear. Orin, she said, why have you not gone to sleep? The bear rumbled a deep chuckle. There's still work to be done. The valley is not ready for winter. The little hare tilted her head. But Orin, the valley is always ready for winter. It comes whether we are prepared or not. Even the strongest trees sheds its leaves. Even the river slows beneath the ice. Why must you fight the season meant for rest? Orin opened his mouth to answer, but found that he had none. He had never thought of rest as something to be honored, only something to be earned. And no matter how much he did, it never seemed to be enough. That night, as the snow deepened and the stars shimmered like frozen lanterns in the sky, Orin climbed into his den. And the cave was warm and safe, the earth beneath him soft with moss and old pine needles. He lay down, letting his tired bones sink into the ground. For the first time in many seasons, he listened. The wind whispered through the trees, telling him the forest would survive without him for a while. The snow fell in gentle hushes, promising to cover the valley in quiet, to hold everything in stillness until spring. And deep in his chest, with his own heart, he spoke to himself. You have done enough. You are allowed to rest. Orin closed his eyes. Outside, the winter stretched long and cold. The river slowed, the trees stood bare. But beneath it all, roots still grew, seeds still waited, life still breathed. And when spring finally arrives, it does not need Orin to wake it. The sun returned on its own. The rivers thawed without his help. The trees unfurled new leaves, reaching for the light. And Orin rested at last, and then stepped into the world anew, strong, steady, and ready to begin again.